All right, all right. Hello, hello. Welcome everyone back to a special Tuesday kind of fast happy hour show in more ways than one. Cheers, everybody. We got Agape, we got Josh
Cheers.
Maloney here. We're going to talk a little NASCAR and Hex. So I guess I should.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. All right. Josh made me do it. But
Yeah, that's right. I'll take it.
now, who's the friend there?
Oh, this is Dinah Jane, my bulldog. She's about to fall asleep right now. She's had a long day, laying by the fireplace and enjoying the heat. So
wouldn't be the first time somebody fell asleep watching this show. But anyway,
yeah, she's trying to hang in there, but I won't hold it against her.
I'm kidding. All right. So a lot has happened in the past. Well, I mean, what was it? 5 days ago, this all started.
Yeah.
And, just to bring everybody up to speed for, really quick, I think we pretty much crowdfunded within the Hex community more than $500,000 in like 4 days.
Yeah.
Insane. And
amazing.
Yeah, thank you, Agape, for bringing this up. And
yeah, man,
it's a unique opportunity, and I think I said on last stream, it's like these are the baby steps that we kind of got to take. So, with all that said, I know, I guess there have been, as always, because anything leading up to race time, especially for Daytona 500, it's like a very fluid situation for a lot of teams, especially those not always, starting every week. And this is the biggest race. So I guess start with Josh, maybe. And could you bring us up to speed as to where we're at?
Sure. So as of today, we're going to be fielding a MBM Motorsports car with Carl Long, Ford Mustang. As a matter of fact, Carl was so excited about this opportunity. He's fielding a second car, right? He was only going to field one car for Daytona, but then this opportunity came about. And he was like, there's no way I'm not doing this. I'm going to field a second car, right? Nice. So now we have a second car. And basically,
which is really good at Daytona.
Yes, it's huge, right? Now you get a teammate, right? So, which is huge in the draft. So, Daytona, obviously NASCAR starts with the Super Bowl, Cabana, and now Ricky, this. I mean, and so those people that aren't huge NASCAR fans, no season generally starts with its biggest game or race or biggest event, right? NASCAR does. So everybody's vying for the 500. So basically, there's 36 charter teams, which means they're the franchise teams that NASCAR really kind of looks after. And then NASCAR now has shrunk the field over the last couple of years from 43 cars to 40 cars. So now you've got 36 teams that are locked in, essentially, because they're charters. And then you've got, the 4 extra spots. And then anything beyond 40 means you have to race in. So as of right now, the Hex car looks good. It looks like, and again, anything can happen. We're still way ways out. That we're going to have 40 cars for the field, and JJ being one of them. If it were to exceed 40, then we're into a race your way in situation, which means that with Daytona, it's interesting because you qualify by yourself. Everyone has to qualify that enters the race on time, and then based on your times, they do the Gatorade Twin 125s, right? So they take the field. If it's 42 cars, 40 cars, even if it's 40 cars, they take 20 and 20, and they run 60 laps and 60 laps. And then you qualify for the qualifying race. Then in the qualifying race, you race to set your spot in the Daytona 500, right? So the good news about this is that we're with the 13 car with Carl Long and MBM Motorsports, and the interesting thing is that JJ is a great plate racer. He's gonna, we're gonna be on national television to qualify. We're gonna be, depending on what the field looks like, there could be a lot of drama about him racing his way in, which is really cool. But if not, we're still going to compete in lone qualifying and in the one of the 125 races. So there's a lot of really exciting stuff going on right now, and things are moving around. So the good news is that JJ with MBM is in top tier equipment. So for instance, just to give you guys an example, Carl's spoken to Ford, and the engine program alone is $100,000, right? The new chassis, is all new, and that's kind of supposed to be the great equalizer this year, right? So the cream will always rise. Let's not be silly about that. But this is the first race of the season, so the interesting thing is that teams are are having to get, the chassis, the front clip from one supplier, rear clip, and the cockpit. They're all supplied parts. So they're not building it in-house. I mean, they assemble it, but, you have to get the fuselage from this supplier. You have to get the front and rear clip from this supplier. So it's supposed to, in an effort, keep the cost down and keep the competitiveness up, because everyone is supposed to be quote unquote equal, right? And
isn't there, if I can just ask you real quick, isn't there like a part shortage this year? I've been hearing about.
Yeah. That's the problem. So even, top tier teams would have, let's say you have 3 drivers in your stable. Joe Gibbs, I think, has 4. So each driver would have, usually about 8 to 10 cars per driver, right? Now, what I've been told, from inside sources and just the connections that I have, that these guys are lucky to have 2 as of right now. So what's good about it is that, because good and bad, is that, people are going to be competitive, they're going to be racing. But if you wad up your car, let's say in qualifying, you get, something happens, or you wad it up in the 125, you're in trouble, because, a lot of teams don't have backup cars. I mean, there's just a big time part shortage, and this is crazy. I mean, I've never seen anything like this, but this is also the first new chassis and new setup really since 1981. So this is totally uncharted territory. That's one of the things I'm excited to see about it. Makes it so exciting.
Heck yeah, man. And Agape, could you catch us up on what's been a whirlwind for you? I know, because you've been talking to anyone and everyone, and with funding, and I know Motley's helping. He'd be here, but he's in the air right now. But yeah, I mean, it's just been a whirlwind past less than a week, 4 or 5 days.
Yeah. So again, thanks everyone so much. I woke up to on Etherscan, we're at $370,000. So that's secured at that rate. And then we have roughly 50 to 60,000 more in wires coming in. So that's 430,000. So we're still going through our list. There are some people who have verbally committed crypto and still are going to send their crypto. They're just like moving it around and exchanging it. But as of right now, we just want to make sure we can secure it. I think we're solid, because tomorrow we need to pay Carl Long in NASCAR. So just if you can, just send to the address. I do have wire instructions. We're doing it properly. I talked to my tax accountant today, so we're going to be doing if it's a wire, it's through the business. I actually have had a business for 3 years, and it is in this category of business that we can do. And then we're going to just wire it to NASCAR representative Josh here, and we're good. So it's all clean. It's not weird or unorganized. It's done by the book in the right way. So
and I want to be clear to piggyback on that point, is that we have a car, which we have the vehicle ready to go. The only variable would be if there's an over 40 car count,
right?
Which is it's not looking like that's going to be the case, but anything can happen, right? Everybody can pull a rabbit out of their hat, right?
The thing is,
we have the car, right? We're ready to go.
In this rate, I think the reason I want to do an update is letting people know if money gets involved from other people that want to buy their way in and have more cars, we have to race to get in, but it's going to create a huge amount of buzz to race to get in. And then obviously JJ more than likely will. And if not, here's the other scenario. And that scenario is there's a list of other races throughout the year, like the Talladega race, and there's a Las Vegas Speedway, 2 of the other biggest races, right? And the Vegas Speedway would be March 6th, which would be literally during the conference of the HEX conference. So that would be cool. Or we go to Talladega. So I do want to update. I think there, some other people, Richard Hart and some people are aware of this, and hopefully this could be captured. This story could be captured as well in the documentary. It would be a great story. Say he goes to Daytona, he qualifies, he wins or loses, great story. Or he goes to Daytona, qualifies or doesn't qualify. Then we go to Talladega, we win Talladega, or we go to Vegas Speedway, win Vegas Speedway. Either way, we're getting a lot of exposure for what we're putting into this, regardless.
Yeah, that's true.
I just want to be transparent and, get on this call because as it's coming in, I'm not an expert at it, but I'm just trying to let this out to the community because the last thing I'd want to do is, hey guys, he didn't qualify and now I have to do all these things. It's like, no, this is how it would go down. If he doesn't, we get to carry over and have a main sponsorship for Vegas. I mean, we can pick, but the top two, Josh, that we talked about is Vegas Speedway in Vegas, March 6th. How ironic.
Yep, right.
Or Talladega, the name itself, the press, the PR. I mean, and that's really what this is all about is the HEX name and messaging and getting it out there. That's the biggest thing, right? It's not necessarily JJ should win. Like, I mean, that'd be great. Of course, that's icing on the cake. But like, first and foremost, the mission is how do we get our messaging out there to as many people as possible and make an impact in media. That's the goal. Right. So I think either way, we have a great storyline for that.
Oh, there's no doubt. And all the team support, social media. I mean, when the HEX car is there, obviously the national television time of qualifying, the twin 125s, and then the presence at the track, because I'll get to the track either Wednesday night or Thursday night. So I'll be there with the team, taking photos, sending them to you, Ricky, if you're not there, which I'm hoping you're going to be there. Yeah. Doing all that stuff. So and then for some, and again, I want to say that us not making the Daytona 500 is very slim, right? I mean, the odds are, I mean, if I had to guess, I'd say it's 95%, right? To be honest with you, but if for some reason it's motorsports, anything can happen. But if for some reason we weren't going to do it, then we now get the second component, which is Vegas. So we get qualifying again, we get the race again, we get all the TV stuff again, all the hospitality on track, all that stuff. So in one weird silver lining kind of way, you're getting all the hype of Daytona and having to race your way in if that's what it comes down to.
I mean, it creates a little bit more pressure and buzz.
It does.
I'm going to be biting my nails. The fact that we have to race our way in, you don't think
it's not a typical quick NASCAR weekend here either. No, it's not qualify on Friday or Saturday and then you race Sunday. This is a week-long event. So it's stretched out. You actually qualify, get your time, and then you go race to qualify for the race.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So that's the thing. But here's the good news. Again, I can't emphasize enough that, I mean, Michael McDowell won this race last year and he'd never won a race before with Front Row Motorsports. Right now. And he's a great racer, right? JJ is equally as good, if not better, quite frankly. And new chassis, we have what they call an A-plan motor, right? Which is the same engine that all the top Ford teams run. So Roush Fenway Keselowski team is running the same engine that we run. Stuart Haas,
Cabana, as far as equipment goes.
Same engine that we run, right? It's $100,000 engine, right? And the chassis all come from the same place. So, nothing's being fabbed in-house for any teams anymore. And that's why there's been, unfortunately, some personnel loss in the fabrication part of it, for the teams. So the fact that we have an A-plan motor, a great driver, new chassis, I mean, I got to be honest with you. I mean, I'd be lying if I said the odds weren't stacked in our favor. And they are. I mean, they really are. So the last thing I'm worried about is us not making the Daytona 500. I mean, that's not really a concern. Is there a chance? Sure. There's a chance I'm going to win the lottery, but it's probably not going to happen. Right. So,
it's just all about coming on here and letting people know this is the situation. Like, there's 36 locks. We were raising money for one of those locks. Right. Those locks got bought out by other money, but we're still in the top 40. And if other cars come in, which there's not likely a chance of, we have to race to get in. That's it.
If we don't get in, we have a whole nother race to get all the exposure again, which I will be honest with you guys, that race, whether it's Vegas or Talladega, is a lock.
Yeah, correct.
It is a lock.
So that's the thing. It's a lock in. So it's like great coverage at Daytona or still great coverage at Daytona and more coverage for
correct. Whether it's Dega or whether it's Vegas.
Zero chance of you winning the lottery, by the way. That's
exactly my point. So
and then definitely good point.
Yeah, exactly my point. So I feel confident we're going to make the Daytona 500.
But ask questions away, guys, too. Just ask what you need because this is why I'm here. This is a kind of a big deal, right? Me and Motley and Cabana stepping on. Like, this is the community's money. So we're treading lightly. We're being transparent. No surprises. this is the best we can do. And we're excited though. And yes, it's going to be an entire wrapped car, uniforms, helmets, everything. It's not just a sticker on the car.
Right. It's the pit sign. So when they show all those cars coming down pit road and everybody's waving those signs to stop the car, there's going to be a HEX sign on pit road. There's going to be a HEX driver's uniform. There's going to be, when they introduce JJ at the driver's intros, he's going to have his HEX suit on, right? When they show the crew going over the wall, banging those now 1 lug nut instead of 5, which I'm still getting used to, they're going to have HEX uniforms on, right? So that's really the deal. And you know, this is a world stage. I mean, this race is not just watched in the United States; it's watched globally. This is NASCAR's biggest race. So you know, if for some reason, again, very slim, we didn't make this race, then we'll go to Vegas, we'll go to Dega, whatever you guys decide.
That's a lock. And
that's a lock. We're in the show at that point.
And even when we do go to those races, you still have a lot of exposure. So you have the
100%.
You have the main event. It's just a lot more exposure, to be honest.
Yeah, there's really a win-win-win situation. I mean, you know, I mean, I hate to say it, and I love JJ. He's been a brother of mine for 20 years. But if he makes a Daytona 500 and ends up flipping on his roof, we're going to get more coverage than you could ever wish for in 100 years. I mean,
yeah, true. Eric Coyne asks, you know, do we have the capital raise? Yes, verbally on paper in my Google sheet, I've calculated that we have verbally committed $605,000. Okay, we have that verbal. Most of these Texicans are obviously, you are all men and women of your word, so you have been sending it in, but we're not there yet. Again, Etherscan, $370,000 on Etherscan, and then another $50,000 to $60,000 of wires are coming in today and tomorrow so far. Puts us at like 420, but I do know of some people who are sending about $120,000 worth of crypto tomorrow between a couple people. So we're going to be at like 550 on paper right now, but we have it. We have it verbally. We have other people who have said potentially we'll just at the end, but it doesn't hurt to send, and we can just get it there faster. And you know, tomorrow we cash out and we you know, pay NASCAR. So the answer is we could always use more capital, and who's capital we don't use, well, we don't use it. We're just crossing people off the list that send us money. Right. So if you don't send it, then you're just not counted in that list, and that's it. So just to be clear, you know, that's it.
And I got to say, I mean, you know, I shared with you, Ricky. I mean, Cabana, you haven't seen it yet, but this thing's starting to catch some fire. I mean, our campaign specifically is catching fire, but I'm also noticing that other teams are soliciting crypto to be on their cars too. So I see this being a pretty big trend. I mean, I sent you 2 different teams, Ricky, with two different coins, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so this is I really see this being the new trend, and quite frankly, there's not another crypto coin at Daytona.
Yeah.
Right. So this is some groundbreaking stuff, man.
And I know
this is exciting.
I know you have 3 minutes or 2 minutes left, Josh. So last 2 things, just to let you guys know, the buzz is already going. NASCAR Reddit has tweeted out and retweeted my tweet about raising money, you know, being a crypto car in NASCAR. Then NASCAR Sirius XM, or what's it called, Josh?
It's the NASCAR channel on Sirius.
Yeah, they have their own channel.
Literally, the NASCAR channel has already contacted JJ Yeley, our driver for the HEX car, and saying, hey, we want to do an interview with you. We hear about this HEX community fundraising. Yeah, that's huge.
That is
we
massive.
Already paid for that. I mean,
that's
the thing is, it's not just the rate. We're paying for so much more: press, PR, social media impressions. Like, all of this is into your guys' contribution that you've all made. So A, thank you. B, thank you. That's all I got.
And the last thing I'm going to say, and Cabana, you probably know this, Ricky, I think we talked about this, but we've had so many conversations. A lot of stuff's, you know, been fluid. When this HEX car gets made, we can do die casts of this. So we can do a die cast, you know, of the HEX car that ran at Daytona or ran at Talladega or ran.
What does that mean? So, I have no idea what that means.
It's a model car. It's a toy. It's a die cast.
Got it.
Right. So we can do a die cast about this big, and the hood opens up, and the trunk opens up, and so for all the Hexicans that want a die cast, we can facilitate that too. So there's cool stuff going on, man, and I really appreciate everybody stepping up and doing it. this is a really great opportunity, and I can't wait to be trackside.
Awesome. Yeah, we have our own Hex toy store, actually. It's called hex.toys. So I'm sure they will have a blast with all this, man. And
Perfect.
Cy, the guy in charge, is creative. NFT it. Oh my gosh, such good stuff. So thanks, Josh, for coming on. I know you got a jet, but
yeah, I'm gonna jump off and talk to the team and get this thing nailed down, and let's rock Daytona and shit. I mean, let's be in victory lane.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, everybody already wants a diecast car. So yeah, the car is going to be slick. I have not seen there is no final design because there's so many specs, but it's going to rock it.
Yeah,
we're collecting assets and we'll have mock-ups and stuff. So, and then, at the end of the day, depending on what the timeline looks like, we could even put out 3 or 4 designs and let you guys vote, or who knows? I mean, we can really get interactive with this thing. So it could be, we have a lot of fun with it.
Nice. Yeah, we already got an order of 50. There you go. So.
Perfect.
What scale? 1/64th or 1/24th cash plus?
124.
That's what I said. It gotta go. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do a big one. We'll do a 124.
Go big or go home.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, Josh.
All right, boys. I appreciate you, man.
Hopefully we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, man. Can't wait.
All right. See you
later.
All right.
Does that help, Cabana? Does that give you some more? How are you feeling? What are you thinking?
Oh, we are still live, man. So I'm just saying, I have questions here. I'm excited, dude. I'm really excited about this, and there's so many unknowns, which makes it more exciting. And because of this particular circumstance, with having to qualify for a race or having to qualify, lay down your time, and then having to race your way in, and then you can fall back on your time depending upon a whole different slew of circumstances. And then potentially getting in the race. And if you don't get in that race, we still have the option of doing another high profile top series race.
I wouldn't even consider it an option. Like, it's just like, that's what we're going to do for sure.
Yeah.
If that doesn't happen, I guess the options are which one? Talladega, Vegas. Yeah. So
I'd argue Dago, but people would argue Vegas for proximity.
I know that's the thing. It's like Vegas Motor Speedway, March 6th during the conference. All the Hexicans are there. Wow, that would be insane. Or people would still probably go out to Talladega. And then that just carries that much more of its name. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But we'll also see if we just make the Daytona and win it.
Yep. It's a whole week's event. Joe Hixotic, so $500,000 worth of Hex hitting the market soon. Nope. It's pretty much all in stables or dirty fiat.
Yeah.
Sorry to disappoint, bro.
Yeah, correct. There's a lot of, you can see the address, but most of it is fiat or USDC. So
yeah.
So just ask the Motley does request, ask the God Whale to pump the price for us. Before we sell off the Hex.
That's right. What little there is. Ash, what's JJ's last name? Is Yeley, Yeley.
Yeah.
Richard will love this. I certainly hope so. One of his live streams, somebody asked him about it, and I don't think he thought it was real. So this is definitely going to be a real deal now.
Yeah. I understand where he's coming from. So that's why it's like, you know what? I'm not going to bug the guy. I'm not going to ask for him to retweet. Let's just be the community that we are. And
show up, and he'll be like, all right, it's real. It's down.
So, yeah.
Let's see here. Hex Huddle. Will the logo have hex.com or also the 40% APY 10,000X? I want to say 100%, but all these are in the list, right?
That's like the main front of the car is hex.com. And then 40% APY will be in there, potentially 10,000X. I know we put it in one Telegram. We asked either Hex News or Hex Pros, just asking for your creative content. So we don't need actual designs because NASCAR knows how to design what we want. That's just because they're just really good at knowing the placements, because all those placements have changed, like numbers and logos.
But and the bigger logos this year too, because a lot more side space on the door.
But what we put on it, please, slogans, sayings, all of that in regards to Hex would be great. I'm still wanting to Yeah, I don't know. I mean, ultimately, I think the community.
Well, how do people, I guess, contribute these ideas? Is there going to be a Twitter thread? I know Motley published one, but
yeah, he published on Twitter. I mean,
okay.
DM both of us whatever you can or comment on it. I
Yeah.
mean, we're not
But I'm
trying
pretty
to.
sure earlier today, Motley Investor published a tweet, and it was, I think he said, I was reading it very fast, but it was meant to be a thread. Be like,
Yeah.
okay, put your ideas in here, and that way that they're
That's
all
it.
in one place. We can get
Go
all
to
the feedback.
Motley's Twitter. That's
going
the
there.
thread for sure.
Racing related question here. Ash, so who do we root for to qualify, and can we watch the qualifying laps? You will watch everything. The entire thing is televised. Even the practices are televised. So like you'll see the car, practicing, I would think, with the all wrapped and decaled. I mean, that's just practice. That's not the huge qualifying event. So shoot, I don't have my dates, but qualifying event is usually used to be the weekend before, but it might be Wednesday now. I think it might be Wednesday.
Not sure. Yeah.
So I think it's the Wednesday before the race, and then the next day, or let's just lay it out real quick. So qualifying, you lay down a lap time. Usually it's going to be 50 seconds ish. The track is 2.5 miles. This thing can come down to tenths or hundreds of tenths. I mean, they're going that fast, and it's insane. So you lay down your speed. So we're going to be, I guess, up against these 4 or 5 cars on the back end of the window that aren't already locked in, like Josh was saying. So those are the ones essentially that we're watching. Yeah. And you won't have to worry about, trying to figure out who to watch for, because when they air these qualifying races, they're called the duels at Daytona. They'll be the Thursday before the 500. When they air those, they're going to be tracking that end of the field just as closely as they will who's running for first and second in that race, because there's a cutoff there, and it's going to be who's in, who's out. And both races, they're going to have an eye on it. You will know exactly who you're rooting for, obviously, but who you're rooting against, I guess, is a better way to say it.
And if there's just 40 that come out, we're in.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about it.
We're in the main event. If there's 41, we race for that last spot too. So is this a done deal? Was the capital raise?
Yeah, he's on the phone with Carl now. Josh is. So
it's a done deal. The contracts are being put in place. Verbal commitments of the 600K is in. Again, we've raised 370,000 on crypto, on Etherscan, 370,000.
Real money, folks. You guys are awesome.
And then wires to be about 60 to 80, and then another 100 in crypto tomorrow from some people. So this just is what it is. Tomorrow we pay. Today's kind of the cutoff, but also send what you can, because I'm looking at this list and there's still, 1,000 here, 1,000 here. That's not committed. We actually got all of the big money in except for a couple. So that's good. Now and then the rest will usually flow in like waterfall. But so you can still send to the address. Let us know. We'll mark you off the list, and then you'll be contributed, and then we'll just be nice. 10K wire. Perfect. That's awesome. So, that's it.
Just going down the chat here. And really, like this, we're in the process of putting things in motion right now, because uniforms got to be made, decals have to be designed. I mean, there's so much going in this. I didn't even think about it, but the pit sign Josh was bringing up. I mean, there's so many moving parts. This gets the media started. So, I mean, we already had, as Agape said, NASCAR Reddit, tweet out what he tweeted already. And this is just the beginning. And we haven't really officially, the deal wasn't inked until today. So this is just going to snowball, I think.
Yeah. No, agreed. Yeah. I mean, we're confident we'll get it. I mean, we have, so here's the thing is, on paper, we have it. And then also kind of in the community from people have just been like, just let us know. Just let us know where you're at. Like, the community is going to make this happen. It's already been assured by many people. So, but you can still send money in so we can just keep going.
Someone did ask if they could send 1,000.
Absolutely. Okay. Can you post that address, Cabana, or is that possible?
Can you
You want me to send it to you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shoot it over and I'll get it up. Yeah, bit finesse. No one is going to ask. Fine, I'll ask. Will the cruise HEX jumpsuits be auctioned or available for purchase at any point?
So yeah, I mean that's part of also a contribution because somebody, good question. Somebody yesterday contributed more because they were like, I want a crew suit. So we just added that to the fundraise, and he sent in, X amount out of HEX. So do what you like. DM me AgapeHEX and let me know if you'd like to. And if they don't get all sold from the contributions, yeah, we were thinking auction, something like that. I mean, giveaways, something. I don't know. It is assumed to be our property, I believe. We can, I think. I mean, unless the guy's like, no, we'd love it, then we're not going to force it on him. But it's definitely a cool idea. The driver's jumpsuit is actually a separate cost. So that wouldn't include, like, nobody could buy that and then be a part of our fundraising. Like, they were like, that's a whole nother animal. But it is something we could still work out. And then the helmet is signed and given to, and there's potentially just a surprise on what we might do with that helmet sign. So we're not sure, but yeah, there's some things up our sleeves, but yeah.
Should be same branding downloads for HEX or contact Victor developer dude. I guess he's just answering a question.
Yeah, that would be great because that's what we're looking. That's what I'm trying to do right now. So where do we find that? Because I asked that in a Telegram chat. The best vector files for HEX or Victor developer. Is that what he does?
Yeah, but hex.com.
That's where I'm at.
Each site should have a downloads, and
it has its own downloads. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were all high quality last time I checked. But someone put link in Telegram. I think it's like Hex Design or something like that.
Perfect. No, this is perfect.
Yeah, but yeah, they're all Illustrator files, I think.
Cool. All right. Well, I actually have to jump because I have to get on another call, and we gotta handle this biz. It's crazy nonstop.
Yeah, I'm talking to you earlier today. Your phone would not stop ringing. I'm like, all right, man.
I'm full-time editing for Crypto Sparbook. Like we're trying to pump out these videos for them, and they've just been very supportive financially and also just spiritually and emotionally to me, and helping me handle this first. So shout out to Crypto Sparbook. We're in Dallas. Come to the workshop if you're in Dallas. Go to Crypto Sparbook's main page and look at the calendar. And then we're in Austin, and then San Antonio, and then Phoenix, and then Vegas. So please check out the schedule. We met some amazing people on the workshops, and just the more the merrier, obviously. So
yeah,
shout out to them.
All right, Ricky. Well, appreciate you so much, man, for you, Motley, doing so much behind the scenes, and it's just us getting the word out as a community, and keep pushing, man. And it's like I said, just the beginning.
Yep. Awesome.
Just the beginning.
Right. Later, guys.
Later, bro. What's up, everybody? How's it going? I'm going to try to answer some of your questions. Okay. Could we send the Highest of Stakes trailer to the commentary so they have info to talk about? I don't know what you mean by commentary, but if you're talking about, I guess, the crew, the team, JJ Yeley, yeah, this is what these guys do, right? So they get to know the product. I think it's totally reasonable, and I probably doesn't yet have an idea as to the scale of what we're bringing to him. So he might still yet be shocked that there's going to be a documentary crew filming us. What in the world is going on? So yeah, that's that one. Solo Cabana. It's been a while. Yeah, bro. It has been a while. You might see more of this, or you could just vote me down and not want to see more. But in a couple weeks, you could see more of me if you'll have me. I like doing these little things and talking to you guys, just like Motley. I'm sounding like Motley Investor. How can we watch internationally? Well, I think it's actually broadcasted like all over the world, so I don't think you'd have a problem, finding it really. Will the documentary guys be all over Daytona? I don't see why not. I mean, if they are taking ideas on Twitter and social media for ideas about, hey, you have something, you think, would be cool for the documentary, we'll fly to you kind of thing. What bigger event could there be than Daytona 500 hex car in that? So that'd be awesome. Yeah, card number can be 4 digits, 5555. I don't know. We might petition for at least 55 because I do think that's available, but that's up to the powers that be. Joe Hexotic, I think there's going to be a lot of people talking like this. Anyone who thinks that they can outbid me on a jumpsuit, step up, playa. Yeah, man. Tweeted at the Real Godwell with your video tweet. I mean, we're good now. Like, funds are kind of secure. We're just waiting. I mean, everything's committed. All the rest is to do is just submit everything. Yes, Black Hexagon. Good to see you, by the way. Crypto Spabuk documentary is being created by AgapeHEX. Yes. Marion, do we get Hex umbrellas? Do they have those umbrella Pomo girls? I don't know. I mean, you can come to Daytona and be one. I'm sure like everybody will be glad to have you. Craig Bush, long lost brother of Kyle. So do you know what the car number will be? Agape said it would be 13 to start, but we might try for 55. And I didn't even think of this, 10 top, but yeah, 55 on both doors. You have 5555. Bit finesse. There you go. I know it was Fox nationwide. It's also going to be, you can get it on the Fubo app and probably many others. Anything else, guys? Let me know. Just like helmets and memorabilia, that's like a cool thing. Just the diecast, just to think, I'm sure Side Hex Toys would come up with something awesome. And that, yeah, we got a Dallas meetup coming up. Absolutely. Yeah, Hex documentary will be all over it. And I think we're pretty much caught up, guys. So yeah, thank you everybody for coming by. This year's already going to be so sick with what RH is doing on top. Yeah. So, and yeah, it never ends once you get into Hex, and we're just starting a year out, right? So, I mean, this year's going to be crazy, and we're in a dip right now, and everybody's just so pumped, about this. Got the watch party scheduled. Nice. Well, I'm going to be there with, I'm sure I hope to see a lot of you Hexkins there as well. Let's see. To clarify, it is 3 races, or is it Daytona and either Vegas or Dago? Okay. So here we go. They qualify. And I'm going to try to like walk and talk at the same time here. Let me get the Daytona Speedweek's schedule. All right. Schedule was released a couple weeks ago, and here we go. So on Tuesday, February 15th, there's going to be 2 practices for the Cup Series. So that's most likely the first time the car hits the track. So that's Tuesday, February 15th. Wednesday, February 16th. This is the single car qualifying. So this is going to be at 8 o'clock at night, like prime time, I think on Fox. That's the single car runs. So it's just JJ out there. How fast can you go? We're going to time it and go from there. The next night, let's see, we have 2 qualifying races. They start at 7 p.m. And second one will probably go around 9, I'd say, usually 2 hours apart. So it's Thursday, February 17th. This is the qualifying race. So at that point, JJ will have already laid down his qualifying time, and that could come into play later. But you can race your way in. And again, as Agape was saying, if there's 40 cars in this race and that's it, there's not 41, we're in. So pretty much we can use this as a testing session to get the feel of the car and whatnot. If there's more than 40 cars, if there's 41, 42, 43, this qualifying race could be very important. Again, that is Thursday, February 17th, 7 p.m. Again, all this is going to be televised all over the map. Friday at 6 o'clock in the evening, NASCAR, another practice for the Daytona 500. and I'm sure that's going to be televised. Saturday, Cup Series final practice. So pretty much every day between Tuesday and Sunday, these cars are going to be on the track. So Saturday, February 19th in the morning, Cup Series final practice. That'll be, final dial-ins of the car and everything like that. Then Sunday, February 20th, 2:30 in the afternoon, Daytona 500, 200 laps. So do the math, 2.5 miles around the track times 200, and there's your Daytona 500. So that is the schedule, and I hope you're satisfied with my explanation of it. Yes, Sandy Beach, 2022 is so bright. Yep, it's the next gen car. Yes, Agape did just tweet that official NASCAR radio just reached out. Actually, let me just bring it up here. How about that? Let's do this. Bear with me, my friends. Share screen. And there we go, Agape. Official NASCAR radio just reached out to our driver, JJ Yeley, for an interview about this fundraising. Let's close this. 370K on Etherscan, 40K in wires. Keep it coming, or DM himself or Motley. And I think he said while he was on air with us, he expects to pretty much have, I think, 500,000 by tonight, I think, and then we'll just round up the rest of the 100K tomorrow. Just so exciting. This community is so awesome. What other community can you just put word out in? Is there a Bitcoin community or an XRP community? No, they're waiting for their coins to get off the floor or off the mat. Hexskins are staked. They're making trustless yield. So what do we have to worry about? So raised literally over $500,000 in 4 days. What? You guys are awesome. Absolutely awesome. Yeah, it's going to be sick. Let's see. You're going to have to start a HEX NASCAR channel for coverage, huh? I think with what is happening right now with, we just got out on Reddit today. NASCAR Radio just reached out to them. We heard that there's going to be tons of, I would think, NASCAR write-ups. I mean, this is the biggest race of the year. Even sponsorships or stories. Like our story is awesome. Like, I think, writers are going to want to write about and tell about it, because it's like a human interest kind of thing. It's like, okay, we have all these, teams, just scratching and clawing, trying to make it in. And, it's these stories that are like, oh, what, it's not even a business. Like Agape, was asked, do you know a business that would be interested in, putting this together? And he's like, I don't know a business, but I know a community. And it's like, okay. And then 4 days later, 4 days, you guys came up with more than $500,000 raise. Insane. You guys are awesome. Yeah, Rothko. JJ Yeley, please tell them how many doubles they could have sold on. Yeah, if he did that in like a post-practice or race interview. Oh, man, it's so funny. Wales, man. So true. It's amazing what we can do when we feel like it. And y'all felt like it, man. Y'all felt like it. Just posted on Motley's Twitter thread a doodle of the 55 car I was working on during DJ's stream. LOL. Slide me that Twitter link to that exact tweet if you can. I'll throw it up here before we go. In the South, U.S. NASCAR sponsorship is a huge deal. Huge. Yep. And that's what Agape has said a lot as well, is like, it's, blue collar community. There's a lot of money in the sport, but it's also a very hardworking community. And, stories, like this of like a crowd fund, that resonates with people. It doesn't really, this crypto thing, a lot of people are unfamiliar with. Okay, that might be foreign to some people, but the effort that went into this, and taking less than 5 days, 4 days to put all this together, that's a story in itself. And I have a feeling we're going to get to tell that too. And I think with all of our streamers, Discourse Syndicate, and a few other channels, I think we're going to have some guests. I would guess Motley might have one of the guys. I mean, like I said, it's reporters. JJ Yeley, our driver, was just on a Twitter Spaces last night. So, Joe, is that confirmed, man? I love Mikey. Interesting. Michael's number 55. Yeah, that was his old number. He is a new Hexagon, because I know they were talking out in Arizona when he was out there. Does JJ have an ETH wallet? What about donation of Hex? I'm in. That's actually a really good question, and something I've wondered. So maybe on his next Twitter Spaces, we can do that. Bonovox, the race itself is February 20th. I can go over the dates for you real quick. Tuesday, February 15th. That's just practice day. It's first time on camera. Wednesday the 16th is the single car qualifying. They just go out, go as fast as they can by themselves. They get time. Thursday, 2 qualifying races. So he's not going to race in both. They split half the field. So if there's 42 cars, one race will have 21, the other will have 21. And then you race your way. And most of these guys are locked in. Like Josh was saying, top 36 are locked in. There are 4 spots up for grabs if there's more than 40 cars. If there's just 40 cars, we're in. We're good. Friday, that is the 3rd practice for the Cup Series. Saturday is the final practice that morning. And Sunday is the big race. So there you go. Good evening. Fantastic campaign. I've been looking into how much a Premier League shirt sponsorship would be. It's going to happen at some point. Yeah, Crypto 303. That's awesome. And I totally believe you. I've said this last stream. I was like, we're going to look back, I think, years from now and be like, oh, wasn't that cute that we sponsored a car for the Daytona 500 when, we could possibly, who knows, with the amount of great Hexagons that we have, could do a full year sponsorship or something. I know some out there want to own an NFL franchise, and the ones that are talking about it probably could do it if we get a couple dollar Hex, just a couple dollar Hex. Maybe they can already. Godfather J6, this is awesome. Again, we show we have the best community changing the world. Darn right, man. SF, is it 100% confirmed? Yeah, I mean, the commitments are made and the funds are being collected right now. I'm sure I'd say midnight. I think that's what Agape said. We'll have $500,000 like in hand. Maybe more. Maybe guys will just, everybody committed on the spreadsheet. Maybe you'll just throw it all in and reduce any effort or worry. I follow that Motley thread and incorporate ideas get posted. Yeah, for some renders. So yeah, look up that Motley investor thread from earlier today. He wanted everyone to post their ideas. There's a lot in there. I know there's a lot to say, right? Like, because the product is so awesome, but taking into consideration the medium here, it's on TV. These things are going fast. You're not going to be able to write out a full sentence or anything like that. So 38%, 40% APY, something like a fastest appreciating asset, 10,000x, things like that. I personally, I just tend to stay away from like 10,000x just because people are like, what? That's impossible. It's scam. That's like the first reaction. But plain, keep it simple, stupid, as I was telling Wales earlier. Don't mess with anything. Speak to what people know. People know, a 3-letter domain name. Come on. I mean, you could fit that literally. They moved the card numbers up this year. So last year, the entire door was taken up by the card number. They've moved that all the way up to right behind the front wheel this year. So that whole space from pretty much just a little bit after the front wheel, all the way back is room for the logo. You can fit hex.com right in there. Don't know, if that is going to be the final design, but that's what the community is about, right? So get your input in, find that motley thread, put in some ideas. I just want to encourage you, like, simpler is better. I know we got a lot to say, but we got to say it as short as possible. Condensed, targeted message. And you said link was above. I'm not seeing it there, bud. Still looking. Ah, here we go. That's Wales. I'm on the wrong screen, so it took me all that time to find that. And oh no, this chat has stalled over here. Well, that sucks. Let's see if this one's it. No, that's Agape's. So post it again, please, if you can do that. Big shout out to you, Cabana. Thank you for all you do for this community, both on the screen and behind the scenes. What am I doing behind the scenes? I don't know. Kidding, bro. Thank you. Jackpot Biatch. Yes, Hex Monkey, LOL. Where to donate USDC to? Oh, I need to have these links handy. Motley and Agape have both posted today, I believe, the ETH link. So if you see that OX address, or somebody could put it in a chat, super. I think that will help plenty of people out. And I think we are about at the end here. Hell yeah, JJ Yeley. Yep. I think it's safe to say I'm the only Hexkin who has ever drafted JJ Yeley on a fantasy racing team. There's your Cabana nerd moment of the day. I had one of those on DJ Cryptomatic's stream the other day. If, 2 words, high school, well, 3 words, high school band. So yeah. And shout out to Vince. I see you. There you go, Wales Only. ETH address is in the chat. And yes, very important point after that. So Children of the Graves also putting Agape's got it. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. It's all over. Very important point here. Great point. If you donate, please, make sure, you DM them or let them know so you can be credited. I think they usually ask for transaction hash, etc. We have Wire or Zelle info as well. So there he is, AgapeHEX, that name, that handle on Twitter. You want to put in, contact him. There's your dude. Great stream, Cabana, knowing you as a NASCAR. Great stream, Cabana, and knowing you as a NASCAR couldn't have been a better scoop. NASCAR fan, maybe, but thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. All right, chat. It's been a fun little time here hanging with you, and everybody's hung with me. I appreciate that. Thanks so much. Maybe I'll do this again starting next month a little bit more often. Any other questions? I'm just looking here. Yeah, Staker app logo. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious, like, what we can get away with the real estate that we have. So I think there's going to be the standards. You're going to have, I think, the driver's name over the door, and I think they have it like in white, very top of the windshield there. And yeah, thank you, Meptone. Thank you for commenting on all the streams with the positive feedback. I really appreciate that. Yeah, maybe it just blocks your links. Oh, you might have to be an admin fully. I'm sorry. But yeah, the Motley thread, like, it should all be in there. And feedback, I'd encourage you to get your feedback in ASAP, because this process is going to move very fast. You heard Agape say, or tweet, there it is. NASCAR Radio has already just reached out to their driver. NASCAR Radio has a huge following. Like, they're pretty much, during the day, they have names all over the place. Larry McReynolds, Mike Bagley. These are well-known names in the sport, and they hang out on radio and talk all day about this. They had Jeff Gordon interviewed yesterday. I mean, they bring in pretty much anybody they can into the sport, and usually the drivers and or crew chiefs, any personality, they're ready to talk. It is a community, kind of like us, really. That's cool. Another cool thing about it, like, it is a NASCAR kind of community. It's 40 drivers in the top series, and a lot of these guys are friends. A lot of these guys hang out with each other after races, or not really after races, I guess, but I've actually hung out in Daytona, if you know where to go, every now and then, or Charlotte. Some fun establishments later in the evening, and these guys are there, drinking and talking with their ladies and their dudes. So it's good group. Children, thank you. I'm going to try this. And of course, I can't click on that, so I'm going to do it this way. There we go. Let's do it like this. Throw it up here. Nope, that's not the right one. Oh, because I copied it in YouTube. Okay, we're going to fix this right now. Oh, check that out. What? Oh, I did not see that tweet yet. All right, let's get this bad boy up here. This is pretty cool. Where are we at? Bear with me. Here we go. Motley Investor, Hexkins, please leave your ideas for the HEX NASCAR at Daytona below. Please share so we get the entire community's input. Reach out to Agape, Fiat Option Available, or Nikki Crypto, his fill-in while he's traveling, because Motley's in the air right now, I believe. And the donation address, there you go, that all of our great commenters, whales, and children, and Agape put in there as well. So, tapped out, want to donate. I don't think this is going to be the last opportunity. Maybe not in just NASCAR either. So if other racing series are more your thing, there may be opportunities there. From what I can see, we have a large community and different interests. This one kind of fell our way this time. Maybe another thing will pop up here and later this year. You never know. And like we were saying earlier, if in the wild event that we somehow do not qualify, we can go to Talladega or Vegas. I side with Talladega just because I think it would be a way more exciting race, and probably the odds of a better finish are higher there as well. Paul's chain help us. ETH fees have stakes bleeding. You are not kidding there. It's disgusting, especially with some of these fluctuations in the gas. It's fun to take a screenshot every now and then, which I've done here over the past week, but I feel you. But I think that's just kind of, getting ready to uncork Hex when Pulse Chain's launched, man. I think you could see some fireworks. Could, not financial advice. All right, well, let's do it. There's lights out. Oh, yeah, these are all more tweets. No, I'm in the actual tweet. Let's get this. I'm in the thread. What the heck? Yes, there's Sammy. So if you look at this one, there are just places to put things everywhere. Now, the logo, as I was saying, the 19 is going to be where the Rezzers Fine Foods is going to be. So this entire door all the way back to the rear tire open for, logo placement. And you got your normal spots on the hood. You got the driver's name above the door and above right up there up top of the windshield. You got a deck lid sponsor on the top of the what would be trunk back there, rear quarter panel with the Bass Pro Shops. You got the rear of the car. And of course, you know, all the little decals under the Razors thing, those are associate sponsors. Pretty much all the vehicles have them as well. So yeah, there's that. And oh, there we go. Show more replies. That's what my mistake was. There you go. Fully. Check this thing out. Now that is a nice looking piece. I like it. I've seen another version with these hexagons on the door going all the way up to the front of the car, which I really like. Yeah. So unfortunately, we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna be able to put the Richard Hart win at the top of the windshield, nor will we have the hex sticker on the roof. All the roof is reserved for numbers, especially for TV viewing, spotter viewing. That's how they identify the cars. So they need that valuable real estate to keep the race going for their drivers there. So yeah. Oh, too cool. Too cool. And I think that's about it, guys. So yeah, I just want to say thank you. We've been going for just an hour. We just hit an hour. So just the first doodle. Hey, it's all appreciated, right? And ideas in this community, they can generate other ideas. So you know, put anything and everything you have out there, because this is going to move fast. The funds are pretty much going to be secured like in hand tomorrow, off to the races. So Josh was talking to the team owner, and like he got off of the stream to go talk to him and confirm everything. Hex.com needs to go in the hood. Yeah, I mean, I like the logo too. And if you have hex.com on the door all the way down, and I don't know, but I love these ideas. Yeah, Far Out Aliens, what's up, man? Good to see you. Yeah, it is awesome. Yep. So, all right, guys, we've been going for an hour. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for checking us out. Thanks to Josh Maloney for coming on, and Agape, as always, working behind the scenes and taking his time to come on. Like I said earlier, I was talking to him today, and he probably turned down like 4 phone calls in the brief minutes I was talking to him. And yeah, so he's hard at work. Motley Investor, who is in the friendly skies right now. But putting so much effort behind the scenes and collecting all this stuff, it's not the easiest thing in the world. So props to him. Thanks for Nikki for helping out and filling in for him. And yes, don't forget to hit the like, and then fully great work, everyone involved. This is super cool. Yeah. And it's the marketing piece of it, right? So no one expects to go out there and lead all 200 laps, qualify first, and take home the trophy, and no sweat, right? Excuse me. So, but the opportunities here, you've seen them just today. NASCAR Reddit, NASCAR Radio. Hey, what's this? JJ Yeley's got a car. The sponsor? What? Who's this? We're making the news, and the guy doesn't even, have the uniform yet, or the helmet, or anything like that. How exciting is this, right? And the highest of stakes. So I wouldn't see why they wouldn't be there. I fully expect them to be there. Personally, I know we don't try to do expectations around here, but what better content for an awesome documentary, and to go along with the footage that they already have of Richard driving and shooting and stuff like that. Just fun, good content. So Freddie Quotes, what's up, brother? Might you be at Daytona? How many Hexagons are going to come to Daytona? Put that in the chat real quick before we go. Are you guys trying to come down? I was already going. So an old buddy of mine, I've known him for 25 years now. He's a trucker buddy, so good driving partner. We're just going to chill and kind of do a Cabana retirement tour, and head on down the coast and stop in Daytona, and then hit a little Cocoa Beach. Freddie Quotes is going to be there, and do a little East Coast Florida kind of thing. But yeah, I was already going to be there, but this is going to be just insane now. So I hope to meet so many of you there. And yeah, just let me know. Hit me up on Twitter. Instagram is going to be the place to find the daily content. Once I'm down there, I'll post all over that. So that said, thank you so much for watching, and it's been cool hanging with you guys. I appreciate everybody sticking around and listen to me go through your questions and stuff like that. Exciting times, man. Nardo will be there too. So awesome. Thank you, and we'll see you Friday, I guess, right?